Hello, adventurer. It's good to see you. You have made it to the morning grind.
Welcome, welcome.
It's the live stream at the beginning of the Geekverse, where we talk about all types of topics in geekdom, gaming, and fantasy, with an emphasis on being constructive and creating the things that we want to exist in the world.
It's all on the grind, Sizemore. Can't be too fine, can't be too coarse.
That's exactly right. There are a lot of adventures to be had today. Dungeons to explore and monsters to slay, and who knows what a random encounter might send our way. That's why we have to prepare, so settle in now for the morning grind with your favorite beverage in hand.
Tea? Or maybe something a little stronger. I've got a few bottles of the old Wynyard left.
Whatever you want. Pull up a chair.
Dude.
If you're feeling fancy, how about a cappuccino? Or a frappuccino? Or how about an espresso?
Just tea, thank you.
Sounds good to me, Gandalf. Whatever you want. I'm just glad you're here.
Everyone is welcome. You can just watch if you want. You don't have to worship anything you don't want to worship.
Thank you, Mike. But be forewarned.
Sometimes we get really strange characters around here.
Wait, what's that you say? Why can't you come and be a part of the stream?
My wife would disown me.
Oh no, I bet she'll be fine with it. Come on in.
Am I scared for my safety? No.
What are we supposed to do?
Everybody do the secret handshake.
Secret cultist handshake.
Oh, now do wizards who love each other.
This, my friend, is a science.
I still don't have gills, but it's fine.
It's all on the grind, son. Can't be too fine, can't be too coarse.
Dude, this would be a sick place to bring the band.
Indeed it would be, Dave. It really would. I'm seeing more people coming in. Welcome. Glad to have you here. Oh, look, here's someone new.
Is this the cultist meetup?
Yes it is.
Come to hang out? Please accept me. I have nothing else.
Okay, we accept you. Everyone's welcome here.
Brought some snacks.
Well, that makes things even better.
You want some coffee? I don't drink coffee.
You sure? It's cultist coffee.
What makes it cultist coffee?
I'm a cultist and I'm drinking it.
Oh. Then I'll have some.
What exactly is going on here?
I'm seeing more people coming in. Welcome, welcome. It's so great to have you. Oh, and look, here comes another stranger.
Can we help you?
Yes, fellow cultists. I could really use some food.
Oh yeah? Welcome. We have donuts.
Oh, it's me. I'm glad I'm here. I'm sure you have a few questions for me, though.
What's your name? Who do you work for? What god do you worship?
Great questions, Rob.
I'm Steve King, and I worship Nyarlathotep.
No, not really. I'm just Heath, and I won't be worshiping anything this morning. But I will be your host. Welcome to the office. We're going to have a great time. I've got my coffee ready, because now it's time for the morning grind.
If you could become a fish, that would be amazing. Then I could command you with my mental fish powers.
Now. Testing. It sounds like, okay, now. There we go. Good morning, everybody. So now I'm back. I was just saying, well, thank you, Steel Mongoose. Yeah, for some reason, the plug from my microphone was unplugged. Okay, so now, starting over. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the office. I hope you are doing well. I hope you are. I was doing creative stuff last night and was enjoying that. learning new technology, seeing what you can do. I've been really enthusiastic about the different virtual tabletops we've been looking at. And I want to look at Foundry today because, I've been trying to think about, I don't know why I didn't have this idea earlier, but giving people an experience in a particular world. So I think looking at a couple of more of these VTTs, I was looking up like a list of most popular VTTs. And of course, Foundry comes up all the time. People tell me to look at it and I haven't had an opportunity yet, but hey, that's what the morning grind is often for, to be able to take a look at stuff. So I'm going to be taking a look at Foundry today. I really like, there was a lot to like about One More Multiverse that we looked at yesterday. There was a lot to like about One More Multiverse, but that seems like one of the things that's like, what's the most I can do? What's the most you can do? Well, setting up something like what's in One More Multiverse, it seems to be definitely it. And as I believe it was Stargate Mind was saying, it seems like it's very difficult to put stuff in or impossible to put like new systems in and things like that. And the fact that it doesn't have a marketplace is a negative. So we're going to take a look at Foundry today, even though it does look cool. But like I said, it's like, what's the most you can do to set up a game? I don't know if you could run like a West Marches style campaign using One More Multiverse because of the amount of effort that it takes to load or to create all of that. Now, I know there are templates and things like that for you to get to put in. So if you need a swamp, you need a forest, that was there. So you can kind of generate that kind of stuff quickly. So maybe, but it seemed like that was going to be rough because of the amount of effort. Like let's think of it this way. If you're going to do a 3-hour game, how much prep? Let's talk about total prep. How much total prep do you want the game master to have to do? So when you sit down for 3 hours, how much prep do you want the game master to have to do? And that includes the game, all whatever is going on in the game, but also any type of virtual tabletop space or physical tabletop space. If you want the game master to print out massive models and have them painted and things like that for a physical game. I guess there are two different ways to go with that. You could say a lot. Okay, you could say, well, hey, the game master, because the game masters might want to do a lot, and that might be just a completely another side of the hobby to them. That would be more like the One More Multiverse. But on the other hand, if your answer is like 15 minutes, like we need some kind of system to get in and get playing fast. And you could also say, well, do you want how much time or money do you want to have to spend? Because you can substitute money for time. Because you could say, well, building all of that's rough, but there's a marketplace. So, you can just go, if you're looking for something to play tonight, click here, buy a couple of things, and then it's, got all the bells and whistles and it'll be a fantastic experience. Some people will definitely want to do that. The modules are kind of that way. There was a guy at a gaming shop that I went to who he would run the modules as long as you bought them. He said, give me 30 minutes worth of prep, buy a module, give me 30 minutes worth of prep, and then I'll come back in and I'll run the module. So if you bought the module, you want to play through a module or something like that, you just bought it, give it to him. He'd go like next door or something to a coffee shop or something like that for 30 minutes. I don't remember if he had to buy his coffee or not, but then he'd sit over there and read the module while you made characters or whatever and got everything together and ready to play, then come back and play. So that was kind of substituting time or money or something, or maybe it was 15 minutes with a module or something like that. Let's see. Lynn is here. Good morning. Good morning, Micah. Micah, thank you very much for the One More Multiverse recommendation. So it seems like a lot of us are coming to this, at least here in this sphere, are coming to the same conclusion regarding it. Good morning, Zero the Blade and Tomocrat. Good morning, and Sable Phoenix. Hey, Dragon Pulp. Hey, okay, let's dedicate. We got to do the sip here. Let's do our breathe and sip. So let's dedicate this to Dragon Pulp because that is Dragon Pulp's first time here. So ordinarily, if we see somebody new in the chat, we give them a sip. But here, we got to do the whole sip. So here's for you, Dragon Pulp. 2 deep inhales, complete exhales. This is the mental health portion of the show. Deep inhales, complete exhales. And then take a sip of your favorite beverage. I've got Cultist coffee this morning, but I'm making it iced coffee. I don't know why I didn't think about that. So it's kind of hot. So I'm drinking iced coffee this morning. So here we go. Let's go. Inhale. And sip. All right. Dragon Pulp says, moved from Roll20 to Foundry like 4 years ago. I never used any VTT after that except for Owlbear Rodeo. I saw Owlbear Rodeo 2 nights ago or something like that. I was looking at Owlbear Rodeo for different reasons. Now, actually, I think that there's reasons to use a whole bunch of them or several of them, like I said, depending on what exactly you're trying to do. And Owlbear Rodeo is free, and you just log in. And one thing that I did like about Owlbear Rodeos is that it's got the simulated physics dice that look really nice. Now, they take up a good bit of screen real estate, which I think you can send the dice tray off. But I do like being able to bring out the dice tray and rolling the dice as the physical models. I do really like that. I don't know that we need to go over Roll20. I've used Roll20. I know a lot of people, and that's very popular. I guess the upside to that is it's very popular, right? I suppose we should say if you're trying to create something, well, I mean, maybe here's the reason to do it. If you're trying to create something, then what should you probably, create it for? 5th edition, because that's the rule set. And if you're trying to do something for digital tabletop, what should you do it for? It's probably Roll20. Because isn't Roll20 actually the biggest one? Well, I don't know how it compares to D&D Beyond. But let's talk about, not because D&D Beyond is D&D specific. But let's talk about more general ones. Isn't Roll20 the largest one? So maybe it does make actually sense to do things for... people keep asking me to do digital stuff for that. I need to look at that. But I'm looking for a good one. Good morning, PH Arvest. Oh, what? Catching up on the ones you missed? These have been good ones, I think, looking at these. I would be interested to know what you think about our comments. We had some people from the community servers. Oh, you know what? Is anybody part of the Foundry Discord? Does anybody know where I just joined it, but I don't know where to post. I hadn't even gone through the complete onboarding process yet. But is there anybody who's part of the Foundry Discord? And if you are, could you post over there and tell them that we're doing this, and we would be happy to have anybody who wants to come over for first look join us? Definitely felt more complex than worth the effort. See, that's what I'm trying to balance that. I think, does anybody, here's another one. And I think I remember when this was on Kickstarter, but I didn't back it. Has anybody heard of, or is anybody a part of Tail Spiral? Tail Spiral, that one looks really cool. But okay, it seems to be one of those situations where it's like, okay, here's the most you can do, and it's trying to replicate a tabletop, basically a Dwarven Forge level tabletop. When you've got all this stuff built, and it looks like people are building out some incredible scenes and environments to play in, and you're moving the miniature around, and it looks like an extreme Dwarven Forge setup, like not intended to be a realistic kind of setup. It's intended to be Dwarven Forge style. I guess that's how I would describe it. So it's actually trying to replicate the tabletop experience. And now, of course, here we are in inclusive environments. We have all kinds of people who are gaming in different ways. But I think you have to think about what you're trying to do. Now, they, with Tail Spiral, have definitely taken the approach that what we're trying to do is trying to replicate an extreme tabletop for miniature movement. And some people may not want to go that direction. I was actually thinking that something like Tail Spiral, I'll tell you when I would use something like that. And I don't know if you can do this with it or not. It's probably set up mainly for tabletop games, but you could probably use it for something else. Role-playing games. This is also a tabletop game. But something like a skirmish game or a warband game, like, Necromunda is coming to mind. Oh, Mordheim is the one that I really like. Or I got Vanguard sitting over here, and Vanguard is by Mantic, and because I've been getting into Kings of War, I kind of do want to take a look at Vanguard. But could you play something like Vanguard or Mordheim in something like Tail Spiral? Because then that's specifically a miniature game, right? That's specifically a miniature game. And so I don't have a problem about moving all the miniatures around. I need to be able to track all the miniatures and their exact distances and things like that. Speaking of Speaking of Kings of War, I almost completed 2 regiments here of, I call them the Royal Crossbowmen. They're Lannisters from the A Song of Ice and Fire. I need to put some guys in the back. I need to paint up a few more guys to put in the back who are like loading their crossbows. But I think these are pretty good looking regiments here for Kings of War. I want to show those guys off. So those have been my latest miniatures that I just finished up. They're not quite finished because they need some more crossbowmen in the back, but pretty close. So if I'm playing something like that on a virtual tabletop, which I don't know, now that's something else to look at. Are there virtual tabletops dedicated to warband games, skirmish games, and even something like playing Kings of War on a virtual tabletop? But then I'm very happy to move around the miniatures. But on the other hand, I really like Alchemy's approach that doesn't make this have to be miniatures specific. There's a tactical map that we can open up. Okay, but I like I'm going back to playing like role-playing games when I was much younger. And, we didn't have hardly anything. I mean, to have one miniature was a big deal, right? I mean, that was sometimes drawing out the floor plan, which I think is important because there's scrap papers and things like that. But sometimes not even that. Now, we did play like a lot, the introduction. I think it'd be fun to build out like the introduction to Dungeons and Dragons and some of these other original boxes so that you do have things like their battle maps and things like that in the system. So we did have that, but a lot of times we didn't play. So to basically, here's a phrase, enhance the experience of nothing, right? To say, all right, we're trying to do this and we're trying, is role-playing games really about moving around miniatures? For some people, the answer is yes. So for some people, the answer is yes. But to me, the miniatures are intended as an enhancement to the role-playing game. And the role-playing game, you basically play with pencil, paper, and some books. And so if you can enhance the experience of nothing, like I like the scene kind of format with Alchemy, to be able to bring that and enhance that across the internet. So you don't all have to be sitting in at the same space. So we can do it across the internet. But, I was thinking about another feature that I want to see, and that's like handing something to somebody else. Now, there is something that can fix that. I wonder if you can do that in Foundry. But, I like cards a lot. And as the game master, I like to be able to hand out cards and things like that. So I've noticed, now I don't know this for sure, but I didn't see in the demos where the game master could just hand somebody something, or where one player could just hand something to another player. Because like in those, do the players have effectively a hand? I kind of want to have that, because I was thinking about that with like Dragon Strike. I like to hand out cards because it draws people's attention to the card and, hey, this is important, rather than here's the long list of things that you found in a treasure chest, many of which might be irrelevant, or you found in a desk drawer. You say, here are the things that are important. And like when I'm handing that to my nephews, look what you found. And you hand them the cards. That's so interesting. And they go, oh, no, wait a minute. I can't use this. Can you use this? I'll hand this to you. Can you hand things like that back and forth to people? Large digression. Did anybody post? I'm going to go through the comments here. Did anybody get to the Foundry Discord? It'd be great if people who knew more about Foundry would come over. Good. Say good morning, Vision. Good morning. Good morning, Stray. Stray is here. Lynn says, no VT is ever going to be as simple as a hand-drawn dungeon map hastily scrawled on the back of a cocktail napkin. You're completely right. It's not going to be that easy. But how close can we get? PH says 30 minutes to 1 hour as far as prep time is enough for me. Hello, good morning. New here. Oh, here, let's sip. Let's see, how do we pronounce this? Well, P missing. I think I need more vowels. P, hey, man. Thank you so much for being here. Here is our link. Here is our sip to you. Here's to you. I said, here's our link because I just saw Stray checking out the Discord. Please, thank you very much for posting that. Good morning, TSL frontman. Oh, so you asked what were my overall thoughts on Alchemy. I think I just covered some of that, but in a nutshell, I need to practice building with it. I almost started building with it last night. I just kind of started. I really want to practice building with it. So far, it did seem like it lived up. The reason I backed it on Kickstarter without knowing a whole lot about it is because I like the idea that it's talking about a cinematic experience and conveying a feeling at the table. And I'm big on the feeling. I talk about that a lot here on the channel. So more than wanting to be able to move around something with precise precision, I want to be able to invoke a certain feel for the players at a table or virtually. And it seemed like by going through the demo that it did seem to do that. So that's the side of things I'm most interested in. I want to know how easy it is to actually build things out. I haven't practiced building anything out with it, but at the moment, especially because One More Multiverse was so, well, it's limited in what you can put into it, apparently, and it doesn't have an open marketplace, but it's so detailed. I don't want players to get distracted by, now, hold on, I got to find the right animation to make sure I cast my spell. I like the ease. I like what Alchemy is trying to do. I think I like its philosophy. So I'm looking forward to trying to build out with it. Please do. Thank you. Yes, please do like the stream. Okay, well, let's see if we can figure this out together. Zero the Blade says, I have Master's Toolkit from Arkin Forge. You can upload files to it if you like sounds and pictures. Not sure how this compares. Heard of it. It looks beautiful. It looks beautiful. Here, hang on. It's time to bring up the Foundry stuff, too. Let me bring up my screen. I'll go over and tail spiral. Tail spire. Yeah, that's it. Let me bring up my window so we can get going here. This is tail spiral. And they may, I don't think are they completely released yet? Oh, no, I guess they are. I guess they just did kind of, because you can buy it on Steam. So you get it through Steam right here. So it's on sale right now for $18.74. Let's take a look at some pictures. So like here is what it looks like. I mean, that looks cool. I mean, you can see some people might go, is that a picture? But that's actually inside the virtual tabletop. So you have the miniatures that are painted up nice, and they're actually sitting on bases. And that looks like a Dwarven Forge setup that you're doing. So apparently you can throw physical dice around in there. And that's nice because, they're digital, but like physics simulated dice in there. And now that's nice that you can throw around the dice and they're not going to knock over everything that's inside your, that you've set up. So here's how they're building out like the Dwarven Forge or style tiles. Miniatures. So clearly, I mean, they've put a lot of love into this game or in this development here. Tail Spiral looks cool, but complicated to organize with a bunch of players. So what was Arkin Forge? What is that? Oh, okay. Well, so I've missed this one. So the ultimate tool for your Arkin Forge is a tabletop platform built for Mac and Windows. It provides plug-and-play solutions to run your games in person on a TV projector. Oh. Now, see, we built like most of you YouTube videos where I built a oak case for a big TV because my friend Lou wanted to be able to have a TV to be able to play the animated maps and stuff like that. So we did both. Sometimes when I went over to his house to play, he set up all the physical 3D printed terrain and stuff like that, and we played on physicals. Other times, he pulled out. It was portable, so you could move the TV with an oak case, and set it down on the table and play it. I forget what system he used, because I was thinking, gee, I might want to make one for myself one day, or if I made a new gaming table, I would probably make it so you could put a TV screen in it. But I'm not sure that that's important right now. I'm not sure if that's important right now. It seems like all digital, of course, all digital seems to be going more important since we're kind of a digital, well, you are a digital community here. But then when I get together with people for the actual physical tabletop experience, it's easy to put out a board. Making everyone download an app feels unnecessary to me. Yeah, some people, well, some of these I've noticed, like everybody has to buy in. Other ones, only one person at the table has to buy in. Alchemy has handouts, as far as I'm aware. Oh, it did have handouts. I remember that thing called handouts. So maybe that, I was thinking about that. When you say handout, I was thinking about like, here's the map. But I bet that could be used for here's your card too. I'll check on that, because I got to experiment with building stuff out. So yeah, Foundry has journal entries and cards. Foundry Strengths is in its module. Okay. I mean, handling something is easily done enough with Discord, which I've done before. Yes, but it depends on how many. Let's go ahead and put Foundry up so people are coming in. We'll get to this in just a second. Yeah, I mean, it's fun, but so you could do it through Discord. I'm trying to have as few different systems as possible. Now, you could do Discord and one other thing, but I've seen also some people play where you've got to integrate a whole bunch of different systems. The more systems you have to integrate, the more difficult it is. Hello, cell phone. Here's to you, cell phone. Welcome. Thousands of modules for Foundry. Daniel says there are options in Foundries to throw player things. There are options in Foundry to show players things. Great. Stargate Mind says Multiverse was a bust for me. You can only seem to access their personal version of 5e. They have no way to upload Homebrew or other systems. Good morning, Rogue Thinker. Arkin Forge is much more difficult to use online, but in person it's great. I would probably see that's another option, but I could just use a projector rather than building in a TV. Using a projector might be the way to go. Look, that looks like what one D&D was aiming for. You're talking about Tail Spiral? It definitely could be. If you're talking about Tail Spiral there, that's kind of what I was thinking too. Lynn says, I'm wondering what WotC is going to be able to salvage from its records, but I have no interest in a VTT that's clearly designed to promote a lot of microtransactions. We've been playing a couple of years with a mishmash of D&D Beyond, Roll20, Beyond 20, and Discord. Yeah, microtransactions are one thing. You know, I don't mind the marketplace because, like I said, especially if you have lots of bells and whistles, that takes a long time to set up. Some people will be happy to trade money for time. That here's all the setup. Don't set it up yourself. You know, kind of like buying a module or something that's physical. I'm just going to buy this, and that way, all of if you're trying to do the line of sight and the light sources and animations and stuff like that, if somebody set it up, it may be worth the time, worth the money. But I also don't want a whole bunch of microtransactions to. Hey, you want to change your look of your armor or something like that? Okay. All that. Okay, so we're over here on Foundry. Hey, I'm going to refill my coffee cup before I get started. Just 1 second. Let's see here. Well, it's time for a Yeti Hug Break. Yeti Hug Break, Yeti Hug Break. Everybody go hug yo Yeti and show yo Yeti some love. I thought I had the actual break with the Yeti, but I thought I had that loaded, but I guess I didn't. Okay, so we are over here on. I just wanted to go to Foundry. Let's take a look at. Maybe this one's the complete solution, and I am over here in Chrome. So Foundry Virtual Tabletop, self-hosted and modern role-playing platform. I got purchase and demo. So we're going to try to go through the demo here. Although I did notice that the Game Master side of this is not available for demo. So that's not, I want to be able to look at the Game Master side of this, but we'll just have to look at what's available for the demo. Foundry Virtual Tabletop is software that provides an innovative online role-playing experience. The software supports Windows, Mac, and Linux, and also allows you to self-host a game server that players connect to directly through a web server. Now, people had brought up Forge, and I was trying to see what that was. So, but Forge looks like it's a way to host Foundry games. Okay, so what have we got here? Whoa. Okay, introduction to module subtypes. This looks like a development thing. See, we got Pathfinder token pack bestiaries available now. This all-in-one package exclusive to Foundry VTT combines all the artwork from the Pathfinder bestiary, Pathfinder 2, or bestiary 2 and 3 for a single collection. So these tokens, I don't have any kind of problem with tokens. I was looking at there's a token creator online. Now, of course, I got Photoshop and Illustrator and all that to make them too. But again, if you're trying to just show somebody something, tokens work great, just fine as far as I'm concerned. A House Divided available now. Gothic horror is a tale of Gothic horror and familial drama. Official merchandise. Pathfinder. So lots of Pathfinder. I think the demo is in Pathfinder. Forgotten Adventures battle maps. Enjoy an exclusive collaboration and featured module for the Forgotten Adventures battle maps, which provides a hand-picked selection of battle maps perfect for any campaign. Those do look beautiful. Core features, exclusive starter content. Well, gee, it's hard to read these. Okay, exclusive starter content. As part of your purchase of Foundry Virtual Tabletop, you gain access to an incredible selection of free content packs, which include game-ready battle maps, monster tokens, NPC, epic audio, and pre-made adventures you can jump into. The Troll Waste. Watch a comprehensive video overview which summarizes the features of Foundry Virtual Tabletop. Okay, Foundry Virtual Tabletop is system agnostic, providing a core framework of features which can be used to play hundreds of different games. We have over 200 tabletop role-playing games which are actively supported. You know, I think also something to think about is, are you trying to get the virtual tabletop to do everything? And for some people, that answer is obviously yes. That if you can't do everything, through it, then it's a problem. So that's why the different game systems, like, okay, let's import this game system. It has to be able to do everything. It has to calculate everything. But on the other hand, another approach to it is that, well, you don't have to have it do everything, because you're going to be sitting here at the table, at the desk here, playing online, yes. So the software needs to facilitate interaction between the players, but you can still be having physical things in front of you. Different game groups will have different opinions on that, like whether or not you can roll dice. I don't mind rolling dice physically here and then reporting the results, but you know, it does take a large part of the effort. I don't know if that's the right word. The requirements off of the system if you're able to be sitting here also playing, right, and having physical things in front of you to track your hit points. So rather than, oh wait, how do I decrease my hit points again, or how do I recalculate this? Oh, I've just got my character sheet sitting in front of me, and I'm using the virtual tabletop to augment, what I'm doing right here in front of me. I got cards for my spells and stuff like that, and I got the book sitting over here too. So that kind of hybrid environment, I'm really good with. Knowledge base. Our knowledge base contains all the information you need to master Foundry Virtual Tabletop's many features. Start with our new user tutorial and get help setting up self-hosted server. So the self-hosted server, yeah, that's what like Forge does for you to help make this faster. Powerful API for module development. Foundry Virtual Tabletop is designed to use modern web technologies to be extremely accessible for module development. Almost every aspect of the software can be customized by using a combination of JavaScript, HTML, and CSS. And we're back around. All right, let's go to a demo. Collard Green, hello, hello. Here's to you. I've considered getting Foundry Virtual Tabletop since it has such a good GURP support, but I just got Virtual Tabletop on Steam for playing Warhammer. I'm going to use it. I'm going to see if it replaces Roll20 and Discord for us. I noticed when I was trying to onboard on the GURPS on the Foundry Discord, it asked me, or it gave the option to be interested in GURPS. So I checked that because we talk about GURPS a lot here. Was anybody able to post in the appropriate place on the Discord server for Foundry that we're doing this? If you do, please let me know. Or if you know where I'm supposed to post, I can post too. I haven't tried playing virtual, like Warhammer on Virtual Tabletop, but I suppose you definitely could. Maybe that's where I need to go for those types of games. Daniel says Foundry has a learning curve. It's unofficial GURPS game made, but it's very good from what I've heard. Micah says, I am mostly looking to see which VTT I can easily enough create modules for and templates for how modular the FARAD system can be. Ones that lock 6 stats aren't going to work, even if they allow renaming. Hello, Charlie. Good to see you. Yeah, I know. So, okay, I'm in their Discord now, but I don't know where you're allowed to post, like, hey, this live stream's going on. Community content, field of streams. Wait, no, I bet right here. So let's see if I can. Let me just post this right here. See if I can. Oh, I might not actually. Have permission to post there. Okay, I don't know where to post, so. All right, let's join. See, it says the game master is not supported, which is kind of lame, because if we're talking about like what Micah was talking about, how do we know how easy this is to build stuff for? I don't know, but it says log in with Foundry. All right, so I'm player 1 inside this game. Okay, so introduction. This demo is prepared with care to showcase some of the functionality of the platform and to help familiarize yourself with VTT's features and interface. This window is a journal page. Okay, which is one way that Foundry displays text content, images, and other media to users. It can move the window. You can move the window. Okay, yes, I can. By dragging the header bar, minimize it by double-clicking there or close it by pressing X. If you like to reopen this journal later, you can do so by clicking the book icon on the landing page. Behind the journal window is the game canvas, which displays the currently active scene. You're presently connected to the landing page, which can be a useful benchmark to use for basic troubleshooting. Okay, let's... Okay, so I should have minimized it. Okay, so that minimized up there. Okay. So this is the landing page. So what have I got over here? Token controls. Strike. Is this like the hotkeys? Like hotkeys? Like in Diablo? Sudden charge. Oh, so I did say I hit 1, and it does say you attack with a weapon you're wielding, like a javelin. Public roll. Or threw out a die. Okay, so if I hit 1, I'm doing a strike with a javelin. I might, strike javelin. Roll. Okay, so it brings up all of that. So there's my roll. D20 plus, so I rolled a D20 plus 12. Oh yeah, this is Pathfinder. This is Pathfinder. So I've got a dexterity plus 3 and expert plus 9. So now if I roll damage, I do like the physical dice. There was just a message that said the game world was shutting down. I wonder if I can get back in. Okay. Now let's see. This says you can conjure. Okay. You can also change. Take the tour. Okay. Take the tour. Settings tab. Go to your settings. Step 1 of 2. 1 of 12. Okay. So settings tab. It's calling out to us. Configure settings. Click on the configure settings button. Step 2 of 12. Configure settings. So this is the game configure settings. Configure combat tracker. Disable game canvas. Okay, this is a lot of looks like a lot of back end stuff. Token vision animation. Animate tokens vision and light changes during token movement animations. Disabling this will improve performance and on lower end machines. Light source animation is here. All right. Let's just see what we can actually do here. Okay, so let's go over to the smuggler's hideout. So I got tabs across the top here. So here I am in the smuggler's hideout. Who am I? I'm playing Army. So this is me. Okay. I can't move like in a video game. So I pick it up, and I can pick up my move with the mouse here. Game world shutting down is unexpected apocalypse. Yes. How do I? Okay, so right now I'm selecting and moving, but I'm not panning. I want to be able to look around. So, okay, well, what are these other things up here? So we were looking at settings over here. Let's start on this side. So is this the chat log? Okay. Oh, so when I said something, it did pull up that for my character. I am now on an adventure. Okay. Combat, cross swords, combat encounter. It says no encounter right now. Search for actors. Search for items. Search for journal entries. Search for rollable tables. Playing cards. No cards present, though. Configuration. So, okay, so this looks like a way to add in custom cards. That would be nice. Music. Compendium packs. I do want to be able to pan. Oh, okay, there we go. Other mouse click. Okay, so there we go. So this goes here. All right, now I can pan down by holding down the right mouse button. I should have thought of that. Still looks dark. I guess I don't have a light source. Does this player have a light source? No. Oh, I guess the light source is the fireplace. So that's why it's dark back here. Well, now it looks like I'm carrying a light source with me. Or, no, actually, I guess the light source is this over here. I guess that makes sense. Thank you. The they should work. WASD should work. Not at the moment. Maybe it's something that has to be enabled. Let's see. Oh, what do I get when I right-click on myself? I'm not sure what that is. This right here. Okay, so this adds conditions. Now I'm clumsy. So clumsy +1 I just got. Enfeebled. I do like that. You know, I'm big on conditions. So being able to add conditions would be big. But also adding in custom conditions. And of course, that's one of the reasons why I do like Pathfinder too. Persistent damage, 1d6 acid. This is probably going to kill me. Whoop. I don't think I actually added the persistent damage. Nope, rolling damage. I guess that's my hit points. I don't think that took my hit points away, though. I mean, some of these VTTs are basically like creating a complete, like, an almost complete video game. So you should be able to use the mouse token with the VSD or arrow keys if you have the token selected. Token selected. I do not have movement controls. We'll find out. Bonadin Alloy says it will only pan when you go off screen. RMB to pan. Yeah, right mouse button. Yeah, got it. So I love Foundry, but it takes a while to get used to and set up. And that is an issue. You know, it might not be for just somebody who is. I do like this, the line of sight and the vision and stuff like that, and the light sources and things like that. I like that. But yes, especially if you're trying to bring on other players, that was an issue I remember, especially, or even when we were using Roll20, was that we were, all right, everybody, we're going to play this online. We're going to be using Roll20, and we were doing a Fate game. It took a while. It took a chunk of the game time to even get people to figure out how to use the software. Now, that's a hurdle that you got to get over at some time. But if you bring people in and they don't like immediately have a good experience, other people will practice with it, figure out exactly what to do and how to use it. But some people won't. And you have, especially if you have players who have different levels of comfort with technology. How do I interact with something? Although a lot of this, you know, if the player can move themselves around the zones and interact with different things, I do like to be able to take the load off of the game master. It seems like some of this stuff should be taking a load off of the game master, because The computer should be taking care of it and let the game master focus on the big stuff. Can I close the door? Yes, I can close the door behind me. Good morning, James. Good to see you. Double-click the token to bring up a character sheet. Maybe I have a torch. Whoa. It's okay. So double-click the character sheet. The token does bring up the character sheet. That's nice. So here's the complete, and it's a very nice-looking Pathfinder character sheet. I guess you would expect nothing less from Pathfinder. So let's see. Do I have a torch? So over here, I got actions, inventory, javelins, hide, armor, equipment, bracelets of dashing. Did I roll that, or did somebody else? Maybe another player has come in. Silver pieces, backpack, bedroll, chalk, torch. I do have a torch. So can I use it? Oh, I may have moved it to my hand. No, this is proficiencies. Spell casting, crafting. I think somebody else is moving around. Yeah, I do need to use the... Oh. Well, that's kind of annoying. Got kicked out again. Maybe the Pathfinder system doesn't allow keyboard movement. Maybe it doesn't. It might not work, but press T while clicking on yourself for a torch. Okay, let's try that next. So let's go over here to Smuggler's Hideout. At least I'm back where I was. Click on me and click on T. No, T does something else, though. T might be targeting or something like that. Oh, so that's puts that target on there. Okay, let's see if we can figure out the torch before we go exploring down here. Well, I thought I don't have the torch here anymore. Let's see. I was looking for like where it says what you have equipped. Oh, here's torch. Okay, so no. Okay, so torch did get put in my hand now. So now I have torch as an unarmed attack. But I don't want to attack with it. I just want to light the torch. See, this is the kind of stuff that takes a long time and I feel like shouldn't. I just want to use the torch. No, torch is lit up here. Okay, let's light the torch. Okay. Close. So now, okay, now I have a lit torch. If I have, okay, well, I've got, I mean, the token should be clicked on. Well, now it's working. It did not work a second ago. Maybe I didn't have it clicked on right. Okay, so now I've got a torch and I am moving with WASD. That was not doing that a second ago. Now I can move with the torch. See where it is I'm trying to go. Good morning. Oh. Okay, so when I clicked over here, test, now my WSD doesn't work anymore because I'm over there, even though it's highlighted. So I have to be sure I'm clicked over here. Now my keyboard controls work now. I remember thinking the light sources were cool, and they also have sound sources, if I remember right. See, that would be cool. The light sources, the line of sight, sound sources. I like all of that stuff as long as you can easily set it up. As long as you can put stuff in, put your stuff into it and get it set up in some reasonable way. And it would be nice for things like that to also have some way to share, but then also sell if you set up something really nice that you want to share with people. Okay, we're kind of rolling right here. Now, so if I say 1, then I click roll. What is map -5 and map -10? Is that a Pathfinder thing? So I rolled a 31. If I hit critical, 2 times 1d6 plus 3 for 12 points of damage. So if I just go down, so like now I have, let's say I have 79 hit points now. So it does take off 4 from me, like the little animation there, and then reduces my bar. Daniel said, I had a long-term player not wanting to play due to being video game-like. Well, different people are going to like different things. Some people are really going to love this. And there are a million different ways to do this, right? Because this one is definitely, I would say, much more video game-like. Whereas the Tailspire is intentionally trying to replicate what is on your table and not kind of look like, I mean, it's a video game sort of because it's on the computer, but it's much more tabletop look-alike. Whereas this is definitely in trying to be much more of a digital computer game. And see, so is this mainly what we're looking at? Or are there ways that we can go? There's some kind of storytelling mode too, I think, right? Because this sort of implies that this is then a miniature game where you're moving things around. Whereas a role-playing game, to me, is augmented with miniatures. And I do like painting miniatures and things like that. But it's not just about moving around miniatures. Okay, that auto-scrolled up. Not a lot to interact with. With the OmniFocus, we had the OmniFocus, the Omni World. No, one more. No, it's just called but one more multiverse. They did have a bunch of things that we can pick up. I thought maybe in the demo there would be things about things that you can interact with and see how that works, or things that come up on screen and things like that. Maybe there are elsewhere. So you're adding Bonadin Alloy says you're adding another layer of complexity atop the game itself and the difficulty of playing over a video conference call too. Yeah. I don't know. But what I'm really after is the ability to create custom units like you can do in Roll20. Oh, Primo. Hello, Primo. Here's a sip to you. So there is a way to do that. Daniel says targeting allows you to do when you do an action like strike to be compared against the target AC. That's what I kind of figured. So over here, if I say target that one, and then let's say strike with javelin, this action no longer exists. Oh, did I throw all of my javelins? So if I got it, let's see, what are my other? These are my actions. Unarmed strike. Hey, I got a +1 striking bastard sword. Let's draw that one-handed. Apply -1 to attack roll from clumsy. incorrectly. Apply -1 to attack roll from clumsy 1 incorrectly per iconic sheet. All right, let's try to remove. Let's say I'm no longer clumsy. I'm no longer enfeebled. So now I'm going to go over here. How do I assign? So like this right here. All right, let's attack. So that's targeted. So now, well, I rolled something. Oh, that was a. Oh no, somebody else rolled something. So strike 15, public roll. There's my attack. 24. Melee strike target. Yep. Okay, so I targeted Siani with an AC of 20. So I hit. Let's deal damage. 2d8 plus 4. That's 12. It does not look like it automatically damaged her. So I would have to go in here and say 12. So she had 41 hit points left. I don't know. Oh, multi-attack penalty. Yes. Yes. That's right. I remember that. Multi-attack penalty. Oh, we just got kicked out again. Because if you've got 3 actions with the action economy. Let me catch up over here. Primo says you can automate a lot of stuff, even do map puzzles that players need to get their tokens on to enfeeble stuff, etc. Yeah, so you can set the image as any image and not just battle maps. So that could make it more scene-like. I'm curious how interactive the scenery is. Can you, for example, walk up to a light source and smash it to put itself out? I was not looking. I was not seeing how to interact. There might be like an interact button. Let's go to the forest sinkhole caverns. Oh, there are a lot of people in here. I mean, this is fun, and I do want to be able. It would be nice to be able to do solo play. Some really nice solo play in here because this seems to be able to facilitate that. Hey, come and have an experience. I want to be able to give players or people an experience in a world. What is this guy? Oh, I picked him up and moved him or her or whatever. But I don't see just an interaction point. I wonder if it's keeping track of the amount of time my torch has been on. Of course, it's not like I get. So if this is a map that's like put in and not created like tile by tile, this would still be a lot of work to create this map. Daniel says, I normally do a different background to do Theater of the Mind. Maybe the videos they recommend could be a nice watch for the GM side. Could be. So the GM could handle that. Oh, the sword itself imposes clumsy because it's so big. Oh, drag to the bar? Okay, so hang on. Let's see. So if I want to put the striking with the bastard sword. There. Okay, so, yep, thank you. So if I want that to be my 3 button, I can do that. I like having the speed buttons down there. So what is my number 2? Sudden charge. I wonder why that's a book. Primo says it's very easy to put up these maps. You get the image and you trace the walls. It might be more complicated than it's worth for most purposes, but it would be cool to have as an option to smash lanterns or flip a table. So Neutromancer says, my favorite VTT so far. Okay, so what else do we need to look at here? So over here, we got, so this is select tokens. Select any tokens that you own or see their line of sight. You own any tokens you own to see their line of sight. When no tokens are selected, you see what all the tokens you own can see. Measurement controls. Okay, so if I'm trying to measure out from me, everything in there would be 15 feet. So we're trying to see how far something is from you. So that guy over there is 40 feet. Journal notes. Oh, look. Okay, wait a minute. Over here. So I click on player. I didn't realize my options were changing over here. So when I have player over here, my token controls, I've got select tokens, I've got select targets, and I have measure distance. Okay, I thought there would be some way to okay, so there. Going to there is 30 feet. Going to there is 30 feet. Going over here, 40 feet. Okay, 35 feet. So that's the direct measurement tool. Start measuring, click and drag, place waypoints, control click, follow path, spacebar. Oh, interesting. So if I come over here, so if I'm going in this direction, control. What was that? Control plus click. Well, I don't have that. Follow the path spacebar. So if you laid something out, then you would be able to follow that. That would be nice. That way, if you know if there's some kind of trap there, you would trigger it. But then down here, if I go to measurement controls, okay, so that was on circle template. This is the cone template, rectangle template, or ray template. Okay, so let's see if we're doing cone here. Hit by a cone, cone going up. Oh, move the cone around. Ray template. Everything hit by that ray. Journal notes, select notes, or put a pin. Toggle notes. Oh, toggle notes display. Neutromancer says, I ran Blade Runner on it, paid for the books and the pre-made case file for Foundry, ready to play. Oh, we liked... we went through the Blade Runner on... We went through Blade Runner on the Morning Grind one morning. We thought that was neat. That was... See, there's lots of things to play. So if we were able to play these things online with each other, that'd be much better. Is there a toggle switch to a hex grid? So Dragon Pulp says yes. Square, hex, or gridless. It can even do isometric, really, with some tweaking. Well, I'm seeing why people are so like this one so much. Okay, let's see. What else do we need to look at? No, let's go to Nomad Camp over here. Oh, okay. So I was wondering about that. There, I'm rolling my damage. It doesn't look like it takes the persistent damage away, though. For some reason, I have... Oh, why can't I click on myself? Oh, because I'm not... Okay, I couldn't click on myself because I wasn't over here on this control. For some reason, I've locked my clumsy. Oh, clumsy is locked because you said it was because of the weapon. So I bet if I got rid of the weapon, then I wouldn't be clumsy anymore. Yeah, applied by +1 striking bastard sword. Got it. Okay. So let's see if we're outside now. Bring up the character sheet, and we should this say torch is not lit. Now I'm just seeing my line of sight. It would be nice to see some instances of just interacting with things, of interacting with stuff. Dragon Pulp says, and with enough learning and modules, 3D maps are even supported, but that's a bit more work. Might want to look at other options. Bonadin Alloy says, the Pathfinder system appears to be heavily integrated, but damage is left manual due to the number of resistances, etc. Oh, okay. So you do have to, you apply damage manually. So I didn't miss something there. Amory always used a sword made from a giant. I guess Clumsy emulates that in 2nd edition, LOL. Dragon Pulp says, my too long didn't read for Foundry is $50 is a fair VTT that supports lots of systems, but you can get far more out of it the more time you put into learning the ways that you can change the system with modules. And once in a while it goes on sale. Okay, so this, we figured out this is our, what are they calling it over here? Chat messages, but that also includes our dice rolls. Combat, we are not in a combat encounter, so I guess that's why we don't see anything over here. Combat theme. The set of sounds that will apply when combat begins, when your turn is next, and when it's your turn. Might as well say epic. Death icon. Set the overlay icon used. Oops. Here we go in again. All right. We were at Nomad Camp. NPCs dead at 0, yes or no. Save tracker settings. So over here, search actors. This is search items, acid. Okay, now I don't see this right here. Is this the people who are with me? Is that what I'm searching right here? So Harsk. Okay, so I can bring him up. Harsk. Or Sela. Okay. But is the reason that I can't search any items, the reason because there's no items in here to search for? So it says compendium browser right here. Equipment. Okay, now I got a list of a whole truckload of equipment. Okay, acid. Acid flask moderate. Hands 1. Okay, how do I add it to me? Description, details. Is it this right here? Take item. Okay, take item. Added acid flask moderate to Amory. Potion of acid retaliation major. So I could get right here 5,000 GP. Take, I guess this is buy item or take item. Okay, so that's nice. So it would automatically deduct your coinage for that amount if you say click item. Otherwise, you can just say take item, and you can get it added to you. Okay, so now if I say close, nope. Because I guess it's on me. It's not in the scene, I guess. Inventory. So now I've got... that showed up as a weapon. I've got an acid flask moderate and acid flask major. So down here is consumables. I've got Cheetah's elixir, elixir of life lesser, and elixir of life minor. Search journal entries, search rollable tables. Like random encounters and things like that. Search cards. Gonzo Gab deck. Okay. Shuffle. Deal. You must create a hand or pile to deal cards to. Okay, I like cards. Let's figure out how to do that. Let me go over here to the comments. Oh, Nutramaster says, someone made a module to integrate a bunch of solo GM emulators, such as Mythic. It's worth 50 and more, in my opinion, but yeah, if you're on a budget, that's great. It can do almost anything you like, really. Items would be in the compendium. Thank you. Primo says, oh, that's true. So I'm not, I am on player side, so maybe on the GM side. I wish we could demo the GM side, because a lot of us are interested in what's actually available on the DM side. That item entry is for stuff you made custom. Okay. Lynn says moderate, because no one likes fanatical acid. Bonadin Alloy says, looks like they've integrated item piles and shops into PF2. I may have to try to make it run. Okay, so let's figure out. So I can't just hit shuffle because it says you must create a hand or pile to deal cards to. Okay. I said, I like cards. I could see myself doing a whole lot of stuff with cards. But I need to know how to create a hand. Let's see if we can Google that. Create a hand of cards in Foundry VTT. Sidebar elements. Oh, wait. So it's over here someplace? No, I'm not seeing it. It's this over here has is that something the game master has to do? Create, because there should be create card stack right above search card stacks. So maybe I can't. Huh. According to the help, it's got create card stack and create folder right there on the top. I can see cards potentially being useful. I could create a server and allow you GM access. We might do that later. Thank you very much for that offer. I might do that on another day. Ordinarily, we only go for about 90 minutes here. Pulp Dragon says, most of the ability to create things is given to the GM. If you had an actual GM, they can give players permission to create. So you need GM permission. Okay. I have a server running an Oracle instance. Could easily make a Pathfinder 2 session. Let's see. Is there, before we do that, it says you're very limited for the real stuff you want to try if you're going to run games. Dragon Pulp says the overview on Foundry website gives you insight to a lot of the... Okay, let's look at that first. Let's do that first before we jump in. let's look at that. So what we got playlists over here. So I bet that's the same way. So here's our music that's probably GM controlled. This over here is searching the compendium packs. So Pathfinder, roll tables, effects, character building. That might be where you roll up a character. And over here, this was all the configuration settings it told us to look at first. Which to me, that's a strange thing to tell people to look at first. Like how to move the character and things like that was stuff that I think you should look at first. Okay, so let's see. Let's go look at that video. The overview video on the Foundry website gives insight on a lot of GM side of things. Okay, so let's go. Search, release notes, knowledge base system and modules, API and documentation. Or hey, we probably just search YouTube. Let me see how my speaker is configured here. What? Foundry VTT overview. Foundry Virtual Tabletop 2003 overview. Let's check that out. YouTube taught me everything about Foundry and modules because most DMs use 30 plus modules depending on the game system they're playing. Oh, really? That's a lot of that is a lot of additional modules. Ah. This is pretty cool. Yeah, we do have the Discord server. So if somebody wants to send it to me, send it to me in the or put it in the Ravenkeep Discord server, or send it me by direct message. I just pulled up the direct messages on Discord, so I'm over there. I'm going to look at this. This seems really cool. This overview video seems really cool. There's a lot here. It seems like this is also on the side of things that's like, what's the most you could do? What is the most you could do? Let's continue, see what we continue here. I mean, this is cool. There's the audio sources. Sable says Foundry is cool from everything I've seen, but definitely doesn't fill the role of a low prep VTT. No, it doesn't. Like I said, this is the high prep side of thing. I don't know if there's anything that does, honestly. Okay. I tell you what, let's do that. Let's do that on another. Just message me, and let's do that on another day of the morning grind. Let's do that on another day of morning grind. Just talk to me on the Discord because that sounds like fun. But on the other hand, there are other things that I have to do today, and we're closing in on an hour and a half. So we'll do that. We'll do that again. Thank you. But let's set it up, and then we'll just start the morning grind doing that on a single day. Neutromaster says you can run Theater of the Mind on Foundry. Doesn't need that much prep other than the character sheets. Yeah, Owlbear Rodeo is about as simple as it can get. Let's go over. So Owlbear Rodeo, if you haven't seen, like I was in an Owlbear Rodeo game here. So I was trying to just play around with this. I mean, it's moving. Oh, there's scaling tokens. Okay. But well, I didn't mean to do all that. I just wanted to move it. Throw tokens on. Draw things. Well, that's not draw things. That's hand. Here's draw things. Okay, here's the zone over here. Here's another zone over here. I did like I said, the dice tray that you can bring out here. So if you want to roll 2d20, there we go, 2d20 right there. I think that's fun. Another d10 in here. Shake them all up. That would be good for putting in like your d20 roll and your damage roll. Of course, it's adding them together here. You can see, okay, I rolled an 18. I already rolled my damage as well. I do like that. Of course, Virtual Tabletop had the Foundry had the dice coming in. Laser pointer over here if you're trying to point something out to somebody. So this is very lightweight, but it's also like here's you put in the different backgrounds. Search for and import a map. You can bring in your own map. So this seems to be low prep over here. Over here is changing the nickname of your character. I don't think this one manages your character sheet or anything like that. Like I said, that's fine. There's audio. So it says audio sharing experience. Bringing in a map, panning. What is this? Selecting some kind of area or something. Measurement seems like something that everybody's including, which seems to make a lot of sense. So measurement over here, Oh, that's my sticky notes. I was putting down sticky notes right here. So this is this is a fairly intuitive way to kind of just jump in if you're just trying to move around tokens. And because if you're all sitting here with like your physical character sheets and things like this, and there is some way to add new tokens. Oh, right down here. Okay, so search for or import a token. So you can import tokens over here. So that one's pretty fast. Let's see here. Pre-make some object, and you can drag it if you want. Base field blank, add needed, etc. Also, not all games are as nearly 100% automated like Pathfinder 2. A lot of games only have sheets and dice rolls, and you change your stats manually, which I usually prefer. Owlbear Rodeo? No, Owlbear Rodeo is free. And see, Dragon Pulp says, yeah, that's the nature of the VTTs, is the more you want from a VTT, the more cool you want it to be and take over a whole bunch of stuff, the more complex it's going to have to be to support all of those needs. Because when you got these massive RPG rule books. Bonadon Alloy says, that's why I'm interested in seeing what the WotC version beyond couldn't get Cleric of Life right for a very long time. Let's hope they have a viable system close to launch. So, yeah, check out... oh, that's cataloging the dice rolls? Oh, it's just giving you... oh, it's just telling you what is displayed there in the dice tray. But again, top-down focused. Top-down focused. So I'm kind of interested. What's the least you can... we know what the most we could do is. I got to play with Foundry more. But what's the least you can do to get players a really great experience in an online game? That's what I need to answer. What's the least I can do to get a fantastic online game going? All right. Let me take that down. I think that's pretty interesting. So yeah, we should probably return to this. Thank you so much for the offers about getting into one and playing around with the Game Master side of things, because I think a lot of people are going to be interested in that. So we'll just do another morning grind on that, and we can set that up one day, and we'll get in here. And maybe somebody else can show us around who actually knows what's going on. Maybe Neutromancer can. So, all right. All right. I guess I am out of here. We will be talking about more stuff tomorrow. I still was working on, well, one of the reasons I was doing this because I want to know what integrates with our tavern, or now our coffee shop. And I want to have an open house for that soon. But I'm going to sit here and do some creative stuff and do some writing. I hope everybody else does too. Have a wonderful day. Thank you so much for being here. This is fun. I'm glad I finally got to dig into Foundry. That's what the morning grind is for, digging into something you hadn't seen before. So I am very glad to have been able to get into Foundry, because I know you guys have been talking about that a lot. So does look cool. Does look cool. Everybody have a wonderful day. Go be creative, be productive, and grind on. Later, everybody. See you tomorrow.